Welcome back to Make Me a Fan. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And today we have something new. If you saw the teaser yesterday, you know that today is all about, what does he call himself?
A-double.
A-double.
The vascular vegan. He used to be the vascular vegetarian.
Okay.
But he's definitely one of the guys that helped make veganism a huge thing within wrestling, and you see some of the most fit and strong guys.
Sure. I mean I could probably use a little vegan.
Jamie and I did that once where we went to Thailand and we worked at an elephant rescue for a week. Okay. And we had to eat vegan and it was fantastic. So it wasn't hard. It's not as great as meat, but we get it A-double.
I did it on a fast once, and I lived at that place. What's it called? It's like the only restaurant that's like straight vegan. They have like that fake chicken and they have fake burgers.
Well, but Mother's out here is a restaurant and a market.
I'll remember it after we watch this episode. But anyway, this isn't a food show. This is a wrestling show. And so I know you've carefully selected how many matches?
3 matches today.
3 Austin Aries matches to attempt to make yours truly, the Jag, a fan of Austin Aries. Now, the way this came about, I'm listening to Jim Cornette's podcast. He had a lot of negative things to say about Mr. Aries, and we won't get into that. If you want to find that or hear that, you can find it online wherever you want. However, I also heard from Cornette and from other sources that he is a fantastic freaking wrestler. So all the outside of the ring stuff aside, let's see what this guy can do in the ring. Who is he wrestling today in match number 1?
Samoa Joe, and we're going to go to Final Battle.
Oh, wow, okay. You went for it right off the bat.
Yeah, and so this is going to be on YouTube because this has not made it onto Honor Club yet.
Okay.
There's been some cool stuff. They've been expanding Honor Club in a way that they've started to put video up, but it doesn't have, like you saw, it doesn't have the intro stuff, and it's kind of cut a little differently. Some of the matches aren't the correct length, so I'm hoping that there's a QA process or something, but
I mean, look, it's hard to beat Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's a fantastic talent. And then Final Battle, that's the last pay-per-view of the year where they blow off a lot of their feuds and some people leave and some people are elevated, right? This is huge.
This is the big one.
Okay, well, damn, you aim for it right off the top. You sure you want to go this hard in the beginning?
I have to.
All right, well,
although this is a great one, and Austin, we know that this is a great one, this still isn't the highest rated one.
Okay, all right. Do you know what the rating is? You want to tell me yet?
We'll save it for the end.
All right, we're saving it for later. So right now, we're going to put a link in the description down below. I might even put one above my head since you said it's on YouTube. We're going to watch Austin Aries, A-double, versus Samoa Joe at Ring of Honor Final Battle. What year was it?
2004.
2004. This is a long time ago, people. Hey, I'm excited. I'm ready. Let's find out if this guy can make me a fan. When are we going to press the play button?
Right about now.
So watching this match, the word that comes to mind is payoff, okay? The reason why, and I don't know any of the story leading up to this, but you mentioned when we're watching this that Samoa Joe was champion for 21 months?
21 months.
That's a long freaking time.
That is a very long freaking time.
And he had to run through quite a few people to keep that title.
Almost everybody at Ring of Honor.
All right. What made Austin Aries the guy to dethrone him at this point? Do you know?
Well, Joe's getting ready to leave.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to tease, obviously, the next series we're going to do is Samoa Joe, guys. So one of the first matches we're going to see is one of Joe's last Ring of Honor matches.
Okay.
So Joe had been there, kind of done everything Joe needed to do, and now Joe's getting ready to go to TNA.
Yeah.
And obviously we've seen when he wrestled CD and AJ Styles in a 5-star Ultimate Classic that everybody should have at least watched once a year to understand the amount of storytelling that's done and how that is a perfect triple threat match and perfect storytelling.
I was going to say, to remind you what triple threat wrestling should be
like.
And what it should look like. Absolutely. But again, Austin Aries is now the guy. I don't know why he's the guy. Maybe we'll get into that in the next couple episodes. But a lot of great moves in this one. And I mean, it's not just moves. That's the thing about wrestling nowadays. You know, we got freaking Double or Nothing 2 coming up and a lot of spot fest, you know, where it's just a bunch of spots. This one had some storytelling because clearly Joe's the bigger, stronger powerhouse. Apparently he's been the champion for 21 months. And this scrappy dude is trying to overcome and take out the monster, you know?
Exactly. And all of a sudden, I think the thing that's going to make Austin Aries special is that he's not necessarily as tall as every guy.
Yeah.
But he is strong as hell.
He looks strong.
And you saw him manhandle Joe. And
he did.
And Joe was just a little under 300 pounds. But there's about a 4-inch height difference between the two of them. So clearly that in tone, Austin Aries made up for it, and in spades. You saw especially that finish at the end.
Well, and that's the cool part, right, guys? If you didn't watch the match, first of all, what the hell is wrong with you? Secondly, watch the match. It's not that long, but the cool part about it is you see that Joe is just beating the stuffing out of this guy for a while, and Austin Aries is selling his tail off, which is great. And finally, it kind of the tide changes. He even hit a 450, and Joe freaking kicked out. Spoiler alert, right? From 2004. And I'm like, oh damn, because the 450
at the time that was a big thing.
I think it's still a big deal. I mean, now a lot of people are doing it. It's like the Canadian Destroyer, right? It used to be a big deal. Now it's just another move. Well, I thought, holy crap, this is 2004. He hits the 450. That's got to be it. But Joe kicks out and proceeds to keep putting the heat on Austin Aries for a while. And then during that, it looks like, it's all bleak for Mr. Aries.
And then he just flips that switch. He goes to that next gear.
Yes, that was the cool part, is he kind of evolved. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that. Like you're saying, he kicked into that higher gear and just started taking it to Joe. And it's like, I get I'm the smaller guy, but that doesn't mean that I still can't kick your ass.
Exactly. And as Joe tried to fight his way back, he goes for the Samoan drop, which turns into a crucifix bomb. And that was awesome. Great match. Good storytelling. Austin Aries, I don't know if this is his gimmick the whole time, but he looked like the underdog. Not like Spike Dudley underdog, okay? But he looked like a guy who maybe shouldn't be able to take out Samoa Joe.
Exactly.
Doing everything he could to get the W. So that was pretty entertaining. And again, I was a fan because it wasn't a long match. It feels like a lot of times when we watch this, especially even Ring of Honor, we sit down and it's a 60-minute match.
45-minute, yeah. And they're always usually great, but this is one that, exactly like you were saying, storytelling can be done in 15, 20-minute clips and can be highly impactful. That last 2.5 minutes of that match, fantastic.
Well, and look at the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, they literally erupt onto the. I mean, they're all standing.
Yes, and pounding the signs, and they're screaming their face off. When he does the crucifix bomb, which leads to the final sequence, they're on their feet from the time the bomb happens because they're like, "Oh my God, he's still in
because he
there,"
was expecting the muscle. He was expecting the muscle buster being sent home. To go back to the back and get the ice and get the pay window.
I mean, there's still respect to Samoa Joe, which we're gonna do. Make me a fan of Samoa Joe, but he caught the guy on a drop kick. Fantastic, good stuff. Looks like a big, intimidating, overpowering monster. But Austin Aries was finally able to get the 1, the 2, and the 3. So
he won the Ring of Honor title for the first time.
That's amazing.
And I'll tell you that he's at the time the first only ever 2-time champion until Adam Cole won it for a 3rd time.
Okay.
But you're talking about rarefied air. Adam Cole and there's only 5 or 6 people that have won the title a couple times. Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal. So, I mean, like, you're talking about people that are in that super ultra rare air of Ring of Honor. So, and Austin Aries was the first, so he set the bar.
Well, I mean, and we talked about this in previous episodes, that anybody who's anybody has seemed to have gone through Ring of Honor at some point. Now, Austin Aries has been in TNA. He's been in Ring of Honor. He's been in the WWE. But he's not... Where is he now?
So he lives in Vegas, and he does stuff with FSW and just kind of wherever. So, he's a free agent. So I imagine, if people want to see Austin Aries out there, they can
come to your town.
He can come to your town and put on a hell of a show.
Cool. Very cool. So you got more for tomorrow?
I certainly do.
Do you want to tell him, or we got to wait?
Absolutely. So we're actually going to see him wrestle Nigel McGuinness.
Ooh, okay. Nigel McGuinness is somebody that is relatively new to me because I saw him in freaking... NXT commentary. And somebody said somewhere, I don't know what I was watching or listening to, like, this is a former world champion, treat him with the respect he deserves. And I didn't know where he was world champion of or at. Well, turns out it's Ring of Freaking Honor. So, tomorrow is Austin Aries versus Nigel McGuinness.
Yes.
Is it for the championship?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess... Do you want to tell us what the rating is? Or?
No, we'll save that. But I will tell you that this one, Meltzer said this was 4.25 stars.
All right, and no Young Bucks involved, so that's pretty high praise. I guess we'll have to find out if Meltzer's on crack or if Meltzer's on target starting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, ring the bell so you're notified of any and all new episodes, and come back tomorrow at 9 for Austin Aries versus Nigel McGuinness.
See you guys tomorrow.